You'll want to design the shape of your knob, either freehand, trace an existing knob, or obtain a design from the internet. Cut out the design and apply the design template to your piece of wood using spray adhesive. If you are only making one or two knobs, you may opt to apply a thin layer of regular wood glue. Unlike with spray adhesives, however, regular wood glue will not allow you to peel off the template. Once you're done with that, center punch the access point of each knob. For these knobs, I select a 1-inch diameter Forstner bit. This bit is used to drill a hole approximately halfway through the knob. Check to ensure you don't drill too deep, or your T-nuts, when inserted, will protrude out of the other side. When you've completed drilling the 1-inch diameter holes, take your piece to a bandsaw or a scroll saw and begin cutting your designs as close as you can to the line without actually touching it. We'll be sanding down to the line later. I've recently acquired this spindle sander and find it very useful in sanding parts with contoured edges. But if you don't have one, you can do this step by hand. If you decide to go this route, it would make sense to do the previous step with much more accuracy. In order to install the T-nut, we'll need to finish drilling a pilot hole through the remaining portion of the knob. When drilling the 1-inch hole earlier with the Forstner bit, that left us a center point to drill using a 5/16 inch diameter hole through the center of the knob. Using a 1/4 by 20 carriage bolt placed vertically in the vise, we will compress the T-nut into the knob. Screw a T-nut onto the thread so that the points are pointing up. Then slide the knob onto the bolt shaft. I suggest placing some good-sized washers before attaching the compressing nut. This will protect the knob from any marring that could be caused by cranking down on the nut. Excessive force is not required to properly seat the T-nut. When you are convinced that the T-nut is properly seated, remove the knob from the bolt and check your work. If it is not properly seated, perform the compress sequence again. After making several of these, you'll get the feel of a proper fit. Your knob should now look like the knob as shown. This step in making the dowel portion, which will be the shaft, is the most time-consuming part of the project. It will take several trial cuts using scrap wood to obtain a shaft that will fit perfectly into the 1-inch diameter hole of the knob. If you want to obtain this cutter setting for future use, it's possible you can create a sample cut and a piece of wood, and later this could be used as a setup jig. You may want to give all the flat surfaces a light sanding before the glue-up task. Prior to gluing the shaft in the 1-inch hole of the knob, ensure to enlarge the pilot hole with a 5/16 inch diameter bit. Apply a moderate amount of glue to the area as shown. Spread for even coverage and keep to the outer portions of the knob. There's no need to apply glue so close to the threads. I have yet to have a knob glued where I couldn't unscrew it from the bolt. Then place the shaft down onto the hole. Apply washers and a compression nut. Tighten down. You'll be able to see the shaft as it sinks down into the knob. When you are satisfied that the shaft is properly seated, you may remove the knob from the bolt and place the knob in a clamp fixture until the glue sets up. After a light sanding over all surfaces, you're now ready to apply a finish of your choice. For this project, I've chosen to paint my knobs red. After 2 coats of paint, I'll finish with a clear coat of sealer. I enjoy making knobs for all the jigs that I've built. I'm sure once you get the hang of it, you'll make a knob before you buy one. Oh, there is one problem. You just may not know when to quit. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe.